Hi, welcome back. After the installation of Microsoft SQL Server, let's go through that how to use the SQL Server and how to create the database by using the SQL Server. First of all, we would have to open the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Here is it. Just click on it. Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio is a tool which can be used to perform different type of queries on a database and to perform different type of operations which are normally performed by a DBA. Here I have to type the server name. If you don't know the server name, then you can click on browse for more, and in this window you can select the database engine and press the plus sign, this one, and here is the name of your server. You can just double click on it and press OK. Okay, this is the name of server. Second is the authentication type that is used to connect with Microsoft SQL Server. The first one is Windows authentication. In Windows authentication, the SQL Server will not ask you to type your password. It will detect your username, your machine's username, and your password, your machine's password will be the password of your database. Second one is SQL Server authentication mode. Here you will have to provide a login ID and a password. If you could remember that I had selected the username SA and password 123 during the installation process of Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. After this, just click on connect. After establishing the connection, you will see the Object Explorer, this one, on your screen. This is the name of your server. Let me expand it. Microsoft provides some default databases along with Microsoft SQL Server installation. You can see these databases here. Now I am going to create a new database. To create a new database, click the database icon, right click on it. It will show you an option to perform different types of operations like creation of database, attaching or deattaching a database, restoring a database from backup, restoring file and file groups, to apply different types of filters, to deploy data tier application, import data tier application, start PowerShell, to provide different types of report, and last option is a refresh option, which will refresh the different databases of Microsoft SQL Server. To create a new database, you will have to click on New Database. Okay. In this window, you will have to type the database name here. Let's say my database name is Employee Management DB. Here it is asking about the owner. Owner can be a user. I am leaving it as is, which means the default owner of this Microsoft SQL Server will also be the owner of this new database. Okay, these are the file names that have been provided by Microsoft on the basis of name that I have typed here. Okay, here is the file, here is the path of file. Currently Microsoft SQL Server has provided the default location where database files will be created. If you want to change, you are free to do it. I am going to change this location, and let me go to my E drive and just have a recheck on my E drive. On E drive I am going to create Employee Management Test DB, a folder. Just try again, click on this E drive and select the new folder that I have created a while ago. Okay, and do the same for next file as well. Okay, you can also write the customized name of your files as well. I am not using this option here, and let the Microsoft SQL Server decide the file names. Let's click on options just to recheck if anything needs to be changed here. I think at this point we don't need to do anything here, and let the go process on. Just click on OK. And here is your new database that has been created. Got it? Okay, let's go back to our first class where we had learned the basic concepts of database. If you could recall our first lecture, you would remember that a database has information in form of tables, and tables are the typical combination of columns and rows. After creation of our database, we have to create the tables in this database. First of all, I would like to create a table having employee information. Since our database is employee management DB, and therefore I will create a employee table. To create a table, right click on the option tables, click on new and then table. Okay, here you will have to define the different names of your columns that will be part of your new table. First of all, I would have employee ID and select its data type. I think integer is the best type for employee ID. Data type defines the type of your data. For example, my employee ID will always be a number. Therefore, I will define it as integer. Allow nulls? No, I don't want to have a null value in employee ID. Therefore, unselect this. Okay. Second column is employee name. Okay. Name normally contains the character values. Therefore, you can define it as varchar or text. I am going to select the varchar here. Okay, and this is referring to the maximum length of employee name. I have selected it as 50, which means that a name having 50 characters can be stored in this field. Allow nulls. I think that it shouldn't have the null value. Third is date of birth. Okay, date of birth should be a date time value. Let's check if there is any data type for the date time. Okay, here it is date and here it is time. I think I should select the date here. I think we should allow the null values here, that for some cases we may not have the date of birth of a employee. Let's have a field for his home address. Okay, address can be a large string which may contain the numbers and may contain the text as well. Therefore, I will select the n varchar and varchar 100. Let's define the its length as 100. You can have as many fields as you want in your database or a table. For example purpose, I will keep only 4 fields right now and will add in future if it will be required. I haven't yet defined any primary key in this table. I think the employee ID is the basic information that can be used as primary key, and I can identify a complete record uniquely with the help of this employee ID. So just right click on employee ID and click set primary key. Okay. After setting the primary key, just scroll down and okay, it is not allowing me to change the value of identity. Okay, click yes. It is asking me to provide the seed. Seed means the basic value, first value, which is 1, which means the first record of this table will have 1 in employee ID column, and incremental value is 1, which means that every new record will have an incremental value. For example, first record will have 1 in employee ID, second will have 2, third will have 3, fourth will have 4, and so on. Okay, now just press the save button and give the name of your new table. My table name is employee info. Click on OK. Now just check where it has been created. Under our database, just click the plus button which is available alongside the tables option, and here is your new table. Got it?